Hello everyone and welcome to Moonlit Lioness Friends Friday, and today I'm going to ask a specific question. In astrology world, there's been a lot of talk about Barbault's basket. Barbault's basket is a formation that occurs with the outer planets, part of it being the grand mini trine that I've spoken about so much this past year. And Jupiter comes in, another player comes in, and we've got not the mini trine anymore, but a basket. And I will see if I can find that for you. Let me go up to my Here we go. So well, I can't make it any bigger, but if you look on this picture here, it's kind of not quite upside down. It's kind of at the, what's that, 8 o'clock. The handle of the basket is at 8 o'clock. So the basket itself, so here's the grand mini trine. The grand mini trine is Pluto right here, and Neptune here, and Uranus right here, all making this triangular pattern here. And then what happens is Jupiter comes into play. Here's Jupiter over here, and it creates this point, which then creates another mini trine, although Jupiter moves a lot faster, so it moves, maybe a couple degrees, 1 degree every couple days, something like that. So it's the outer planets move much more slowly, obviously, and then Jupiter will come in and create this moment, which will last for a couple of days. So what you've got here is you've got this basket, and then the moon, which is our fastest moving body, it will hit the top here and create a handle for the basket. Yeah, I looked this up myself, and this person is looking at 11:06. What time is that? Eastern Standard Time? Eastern Daylight Time. 15:06 Universal Time. So it's going to hit this mark, and there's going to be this basket. So because it's only here for, I did a short on the grand mini trine and asked, what does that mean for us? What is that about? And what I got was that it's about people waking up, right? So what I like to do is go to a read now and ask, well, what is this 2-day long event that everybody's talking about that's supposed to herald in this new age, is what it's about. I don't know if I said that, but it's supposed to herald in this new age where we get out of the turbulence of the past and go into this new nicer time for humanity. Let me see. I'm trying to do this all at the same time. So let me see. Great. So you can see my table's different too. So I've gone ahead and I've shuffled. I'll shuffle one more time, but I want to do a Kachina knife and ask, what is the Barbault's basket about? What is it going to show us? Or what is it going to do for humanity? All right. And I'm going to cut the deck. And I always take the middle. It's just my routine, and the universe knows that. So, and also I want to draw a significator card. So I'm going to go ahead and see what pops out. And we've got this one right off the bat. So what we've got here is leadership. Leadership. All right. So this is about, I think, humanity going up and leading ourselves, right? Stepping up, where before we were taught to be submissive to the state. I mean, think about school. When you go to school, it's always the teacher will handle it. The teacher will handle it. The teacher will give you the information. You know, the authority, the system is teaching you to be that. But at this point, we're throwing off that yoke and we're saying, it's time for me to step up and lead in some way, right? And I love the polar bear and the North Star. I think that's a North Star. And, you know, be a bear of purity. White is purity, high spiritual nature, right? So let's go ahead and put that over here. All right, so we've got the Ace of Swords right off the bat. And then the Three of Swords. So what is the Barbault's basket a time of? It's a time of information. A time of information. You've got the Emperor up here. The Emperor is where we are in charge of our situation, right? Let's see what's in below here. Three of Wands. Moving forward. The Queen of Pentacles. Someone who is, for the most part, self-reliant. Let me zoom this out a little bit. There we go. Move my boxes out of the way. Let me see here. Yeah. This fits a little better. Okay. And okay, Judgment and the Sun. And while I was shuffling earlier, the Wheel of Fortune popped out, so I'm going to put this over here because I think it does mean there's a flip. It's definitely, there's a flip in what? Who's in control? There's a flip in who's in control. You know, is somebody in control of us, or are we in control of ourselves? Right? So there's going to be information. This is, the swords are thoughts and words, and it's the type of information that I love the swords going through the head. Yeah, it's making the steam come out of the person's head. And there's a change that happens because of it. I mean, so, you know, we're going to have information that's going to be heartbreaking. And the viewers, the people who watch this, they understand what kind of information that is. But it's the kind of information that makes you stop and say something has to change. And we're going to move forward from there to a place where in the future we've got the Judgment and the Sun on either side of the Queen of Pentacles. So this information that's waking us up here, and that's heartbreaking about children, this is aspecting the sword. So it, you know, in astrology it's kind of hard sometimes, and tarot, because, you know, it's not exact. You know, if you try to pin it to a date, it doesn't work very well. But it does mean we are in that time. We are here. We are in that time. The Barbault's basket. I think July is probably the time for it, with Mercury being in retrograde, and then it goes direct like the last week of July. Looking back, I think this is the time for it. So I think there is going to be some information coming out. And I think what we do is we want to become more in charge of ourselves, take care of ourselves, realizing we can't rely on the systems we've relied on before, because what were they doing? They were abusing the money that they had. They were using it for things we would not approve of, right? So So we're going to wake up to that and then take matters into our own hands and say, enough is enough. We're not going with that anymore. And so what is Barbault's basket? So if we go back to the leadership card as our guide for this read, yes, we're taking over. We're saying enough of this rubbish, enough of this, we're throwing it out. And it's time for us, we're much better than that. We're much better than that. And it's time for us to do, in our own way, in our own world, be alert and make changes in who we purchase things from. In our own way, make the changes that we need to make to be the leaders in our own lives that are good for everybody else as well, right? Be the leader for ourselves, take care of ourselves, and also keep in mind that we're doing this and the decisions that we make do impact others, and that we have to make, we have to do research and make decisions, not just willy-nilly, but with more thought behind them. Okay, so Barbault's basket, it's coming and it's going. It's supposed to be heralding in this new age. But what does it mean for us? What does it mean for each individual one of us? I think it means for us to step up, to not be submissive to the system anymore, and to be more thoughtful in our decision making, because it does impact people in a heartbreaking sort of way when we are not paying attention and looking into things. So, okay, well, I hope you enjoy that read, and I look forward to seeing you on Stargazing Sunday. I'll be looking at the week coming up and talking a little bit more about Barbault's basket. And until then, I hope you have a great weekend.